All right, welcome back. Week 2 now. Sweet 16 Elite 8 weekend. College basketball, March Madness. Returning with me are college basketball sharp Ben and Matt Ferry. What's going on, guys?
Happy to be here again.
Back at it again.
Yep. So, wanted to start a pretty crazy week or first weekend of the tournament. Basically, we got everything that we could have hoped for in terms of amount of upsets. We still got a lot of good teams left mixed in with a Cinderella or two. Ferry, wanted to start with you. Your general thoughts, any big takeaways from the first weekend?
I mean, as we know, my fandom took a pretty big hit this weekend. The Mariners just couldn't hang with Buddy Boeheim. But I guess overall, I think the best story is once again Sister Jean. I mean, they just made Illinois just look terrible. I mean, they simply just dominated from start to finish in that game. And I think they might be the team to beat in that region. No.
Ben, how about you?
Well, Gonzaga's clearly better than everybody. I think that's very obvious. Outside of that, I live up to the name. I'm basically a college basketball sharp. Up 6 units last week on the tournament. I'm up 8 right now, chugging along. If you're following my picks.
There you go. I basically all the games that I felt strongest about lost. That was Texas against Abilene Christian, which we were right that Abilene Christian sucks, but Texas was just worse.
Yeah.
And then Nova Winthrop lost that bad, and also A&M or Texas Tech against Arkansas.
Yeah.
That was tough. So we'll start here for this weekend. We'll do the games in order. The first one, Villanova and Baylor. Ben, we'll start with you. The spread is 8 on the book and over under 142.
Yeah, I mean, it opened at 6, I believe, and I loved Baylor, but now it's risen 2 points. I feel like I'm missing out. I'm probably going to just take Baylor because I only like Nova. And I think they're just better than Nova. Nova has really only been 2 shit teams in reality. So I'm going to roll with the Bears. Shout out Chicago. Shout out Big Cat.
All
Yeah, I mean, me and Ben were talking before you hopped on about Baylor jumping up to 8 when it opened at 6. And, it would be a bad bet, I guess, to take with those 2 points, but I don't know how you can take Nova either. So I think I'm going to ride with Ben with the 8 points. I mean, I don't want to touch the total of that game. So I'm going to stick with Baylor minus 8, even though I think it's a bad value pick.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you guys. Baylor and Nova kind of plays the same type of game that Baylor does traditionally with just great guard play, and Baylor's guards is way better this year. I mean, Chris Arcidiakono should not be in this game at all. Davion Mitchell is going to wear him out. It's going to be brutal. I obviously wish I got it at 6.5 too, but Baylor should handle Nova pretty easily in the first game. Next game on this wasn't even in order. So
Yeah,
that
the
was
first
the
game.
second game. The first game is Oregon State Loyola Chicago.
That's the third game.
No, Villanova.
No, wait. Oh, that's Sunday. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was looking at Sunday.
The actual first game, Oregon State Loyola Chicago. That's how Ben's up all these units. Oregon State. Thankfully, I was down 19 units. Then was down 17 units, and then was down. Trying to do the math in my head. 14 units because of that game. So thankfully, they kind of salvaged the weekend as well. So Oregon State, honestly, more of a Cinderella than Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago was good all year. We talked about this on the last show. They kind of got screwed with their draw, but it doesn't really matter at this point. They knocked out Illinois. But they look like a Final Four team again. And Ferry, we'll start with you on this game. Loyola, Chicago minus 6.5, over under 124.5.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas just knows. Like 6.5 is tough. I think just because of how well Oregon State's been playing. I think 124 is just like real hard to just take that's a tough under to take. So I don't like the points, but I don't like the total, but I'm still going to take the over and just hope that goes overtime and 124 should hit.
Yeah, I mean, I love both these teams. Bottom of my heart, I've always been a Loyola Chicago guy. And then the Beavers have really been making me money as of recently. I don't think Oregon State has a shot of winning this game, but I think they keep it close. So I'm going to take the points and just root for good basketball.
Yeah, Ben, I'm going to join you there. I think that this is one of those, Ferry, you kind of brought this up with Vegas. Like, the stories, Sister Jean's just such a good story. People are going to just want Loyola Chicago to win. I think it's going to attract a lot of the public. And then I could see this line getting down to 6, 5.5 before it closes. I think Oregon State's a fairly, competitive team with Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago's not going to blow them out. When I saw that was the same line as Nova Baylor, like, I was kind of fishy to me. I think Oregon State could win. I don't think they will.
Sprinkle?
I don't think they can win. I don't think they can win. I think they'll cover 6. Like, I think they'll lose by 4.
Yeah.
Might sprinkle a little bit on that one, huh, Chuck?
I'm not. Let me just put it this way.
We'll see.
let me just put it this way. I have a future on Loyola Chicago to make it to the Final Four, so I'm not rooting for Oregon State to win this game. And I don't think they will.
Oh yeah, I forgot to. Yeah, we forgot to talk about that. Is there any futures outstanding or any new futures placed for you guys the remainder of the tournament here so far?
Faye, do you have any?
The only current one I have is still Baylor. That's the only one it's Oklahoma State screwed me in West Virginia. I'm not talking about that.
Obviously, yes. Yeah, so I have both Baylor and Gonzaga to win the championship in January. And then I just took Florida State and Loyola Chicago to make it to the Final Four.
What are the odds
Both of
for
them.
Loyola Chicago and Florida State?
Loyola Chicago plus 160. Not very good value, but whatever. Florida State plus 325, which I think is great value. I think they're going to beat Michigan.
I agree, and we'll get into that game shortly. And I hope that they beat Michigan. All I have left is Gonzaga. I had West Virginia, and I had Ohio State to make the Final Four, and I had that was it. West Virginia and Ohio State. So that was tough on the first day, but
yeah, none of my futures have lost, but I only had 2 1 seeds. So
you took. I mean, but you're like, they're the best 2 teams, so I can't argue with that. Next game on Saturday, Oral Roberts against Arkansas. Oral Roberts, the second 15th seed to make it to the second weekend, behind Max Asmus and Kevin O'Bannon. I keep wanting to call him Kevin O'Bannon, mixing the UCLA guy who screwed EA Sports.
Yep. Ed O'Bannon.
Yeah, Ed O'Bannon.
That HBO doc.
Yes. So, Ben, we'll start with you. I'm still a little bitter about Arkansas, as I'm sure you are, but Arkansas minus 11, over under 159.5.
I am. I'm going to be honest. This is a very easy pick for me. I hate Arkansas with a passion now because of what they did last week against Texas Tech. And I love Oral Roberts. They saved me on Sunday along with Oregon State. I had them outright. I don't think they're going to win this game because I just don't see them being able to do what they did the last 2 games. But 11's a lot of points. So I think you got to go with plus 11 in a Sweet 16 game against Arkansas, who didn't look that great against Texas Tech. They really only looked good for 1 half against Colgate, and that's it. So I'm going to take plus 11.
All right, fair.
So I think this is a perfect hedge type of opportunity. I know Ben doesn't like the H word, but
I think I'm
I think I'm going
Hedging's for sissies.
Well,
To keep it
I'm heading
PC.
into it with a hedge. I'm liking
Go
them
ahead.
at plus 475 and hoping that they're keeping it close. If it could be a very close game at halftime, and then rail Arkansas live action at halftime to try to make a little guaranteed optimal profit here. I think that's what my pick's going to be.
You have
So
to. Dude, that's not how this works.
Your
can't
pick's
do
going to be
that.
taking Oral Roberts and hoping it's closed at halftime so you can take Arkansas.
live action, yeah.
You can't say that.
Well, what do you mean I can't take that? Fine,
Just
I'll
pick
take
something on the board.
Fine, I'll take Oral Roberts first half. And then I'm also going to take
Okay,
their money
fine,
line too.
whatever. Okay,
Yes,
that's
I'm going to
fine.
and then
Well,
hedge that. Hey, I'm trying to give
Well,
out
Oral
optimal.
you can't predict the future. What if they're just up
You're
like 20 at half?
Well,
You're
I'm
the
saying if that, I'm hopeful. Then I'm just going to have to lick my wounds.
Or
That's
what
it.
if they're down 20? You can't just say hedging. Like, what's wrong with you?
Well, I'm just saying. Then you lick your wounds, okay?
So you have them first half. Okay.
That's if that's what we're doing. Yes, I'll take both. I'll take.
What do you think
I'm
we're
a man of
doing?
honor. I'm a man of honor, man. I'll take the first half and money line. But I'm
So
just saying.
he's got Oral Roberts plus 6.
I'm just hoping that they're winning or close at halftime, and then I'm hedging.
You're the first person in the history of gambling shows to make whatever bet you just made.
Hey,
Money
is this
line, wait till halftime, hope it's close, and then I mean, it's an interesting strategy.
because
It's just one
Arkansas?
that
Ben, you just said Arkansas hasn't looked good at all in these first two
No,
games.
I'm not judging you for what you said. It's just like we wanted to
it's just
pick,
that
not like your plans for during the game.
Hey, sometimes you gotta try to outsmart Vegas because which won't ever happen. I can't even finish that sentence. But hey, I'm just tossing the idea out there, okay?
right. Yeah.
Because I don't like the 11 points. Just being straight up honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the under 159.5. I think it's a lot of points. That's
I
a
agree.
huge pace to keep up. And Arkansas when they want to play really good defense. But it's for it to even get to 160, Max Asmus is gonna have to play amazing, and Arkansas is just gonna have to be clicking. And if I lose on that, I lose on that. What are you gonna do? How I feel about that. All right, last game on Saturday. Ferry Syracuse Orange against Houston. Houston's minus 6.5. Over under 140. Ferry, we'll start with you.
Syracuse Orange, unbelievable disrespect. But despite
Come on,
that being
buddy.
disrespectful,
Wait, did you listen to the Buddy Boeheim interview on Bench Mob?
No, I didn't. I didn't have time to today. The
He
first time I
trashed
have
you
it,
guys.
I'm gonna listen to it later.
He said that West Virginia was probably the lowest IQ
Okay.
team he's faced all year.
Okay. All right. Let's calm down. I'm not gonna buy that. But I think it's hard to go again. I don't know if I like Syracuse to win because I feel like Syracuse does like to. They do this every they get in, they make the Sweet 16, but then once they have that week off, you have a team that can prepare for Houston for a week. They don't always come out the best, in my opinion. Like they're like that. They use that shock factor, especially West Virginia. What happened on Sunday? They had a day to prepare for that. In my opinion, not the best, but I do think they will keep it close because I don't think Houston's that great. So I'm only going to stick Syracuse spread, but not much, not guarantee a win or anything.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Ferry. I think they win this game though. I'm slapping a little bit on the money line, going heavy spread. Houston doesn't shoot that well from the field. They just get offensive rebounds, I believe. And doing that against a zone, I think it's going to be a lot tougher for them.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Syracuse plus 6.5. It's just for a Sweet 16 game, I have to take the points here with Syracuse. I also don't think Houston's that good, but I could see Houston winning this game just because they do play really good defense, and we'll see how Buddy Boeheim plays in this game here.
Let's see if we can get the next first game right.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention too that underdogs are 30-21 against the spread in March Madness so far
Mm.
through the round of 32. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I've picked the 4 dogs so far, so I'm liking.
Yeah,
I mean, law of averages. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
a big law of
true.
average guy.
It could be a huge favorite
That's
weekend.
true.
All right, next game. First game on Sunday, the number 1 seed Gonzaga Bulldogs and the Creighton Blue Jays appearing in their first Sweet 16 game. Spread Gonzaga -13, over under 158. Ben, we'll start with you.
I like the Zags in a blowout again. I also like the over. I think Gonzaga is going to get close to reaching 100, and I think Creighton can score. So I can see them getting like 70. Like this could be like a 97-72 type of game. So I'm taking Gonzaga cover and then the over.
I think I like. Yeah, I'll finally hop on Gonzaga for once. I've
After they start 27-0.
I've always bet against them in pretty much every
Really?
game. So, and I think Creighton, like when the
Crazy.
Creighton's bad, they're another level of bad. Like
How'd you get on this show, Ben? Against Gonzaga every game.
Well, what I usually did was what I did on Saturday. I take their like astronomical spreads and then I tease them to like +40, which did me well most of the season this year. But the problem was my other picks for the teaser just never would hit either. So but that wasn't the case with Norfolk State as we saw. But in this game, I think I'm just gonna hop on Gonzaga just because I think Creighton. Like when they're bad, they're just so bad that that it could easily become a blowout. If they like, even though Zagorowski is really good, I think it's time. It's gonna be over. I'll hop on.
Yeah, I'm with both you guys. Creighton, I don't think Creighton's that good. I didn't really believe in the Big East at all and going into the tournament, and they both Nova and Creighton were pretty fortunate that Purdue and Virginia lost, I think, because they then looked really good against teams that were far inferior to them. And the reverse will happen this week when they play the 2 best teams left. So I like Gonzaga a lot, -13. That'll be a nice wetting of the palate on Sunday to get things kicked off. On next game, perhaps the best game left, maybe. Florida State and Michigan. I think it might be the most intriguing matchup. Michigan -2 against Florida State, over under 143.5. Florida State coming off a very impressive win against Colorado. That game was never really close, and Michigan squeaked out a comeback win against LSU. Ferry, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I know you and I have agreed upon Michigan, pretty much betting against Michigan because the Big Ten is very fraudulent, and we both liked LSU. Like it looked like LSU was hanging around, but just didn't pull it out. So, and I like OG Hamilton. I mean, how can you not? So I'll take Florida State tit line +120.
You call him OJ Hamilton?
OG Hamilton, my bad.
Oh.
Did I say J?
I was so confused.
Did I say OJ?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Hand up on that. OG Hamilton.
I thought you were saying, I was like, does he look like OJ? Have I not seen this before?
No, it's OG Hamilton. My apologies.
What was your pick? I wasn't even paying attention. I got lost.
Yeah, outright. Yeah, outright +120.
I'm also taking Florida State outright.
Love it, Ben.
And I think Chuck is as well.
I'm taking Florida State as well, which
Let's go.
This is another one. Baylor and Florida State are the other ones where I really love both of these games, so I'm concerned how much I love them, but I'm still going to stick with it. Florida State, the problem that LSU had was they just don't care about playing defense at all. Like, they'll light it up, but they just don't give a shit about defense. This will finally be the game Isaiah Liver's absence will hurt Michigan. Florida State's long and they defend, and Leonard Hamilton's an awesome coach. Also, when you get this late, the coaching, we're going to see coaching matter a lot this weekend, I think.
And this is
Are you
how
hinting
his
at
first
something there,
year.
Chuck?
Well, we'll see it with I think the Loyola Chicago game will be close, but Porter Moser's been there.
I really like him.
He's a really good coach. The Muss Bus, I think, is good coach. The Nova's way too outmatched for J-Rick to matter.
Yeah. And Scott Drew, let's give some respect to Scott Drew.
Yeah, Scott Drew's a good coach, though.
Yeah.
And then Mark Few will roll, and I may be hinting at something with the Pac-12 game later that night with how I feel about that game by saying that. But, yeah, Juwan Howard's first year in the tournament because he was the coach last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was. Okay, yeah. So first year in the tournament, Leonard Hamilton's been here. He'll get the boys going. So I like Florida State.
And it's been a while since the assistant's been there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Florida State, I'll probably take them +2 and money line just because.
A little insurance.
I like it.
Yeah. We'll also have to see how Saturday goes, but
yes.
It might be a good opportunity to tease that game as well. Get it to +7 because I don't think they'd lose by double digits to Michigan. Worst case scenario.
I like that.
All right, the next game is at 7:15 UCLA and Alabama. Mick Cronin, Nick Oates, another really good, or Nate Oates. We're screwing up all the coaches' names. Nate Oates, Mick Cronin, Alabama -6.5, over under 146. Alabama hit 17, 18 threes against Maryland.
Yeah.
So they're looking good. And then UCLA got Abilene Christian. But Ben, we'll start with you on this game.
Yeah, I think the Roll Tide rolls. I got Bama -6.5 football number for a football school.
I completely agree with Ben. I mean, love the football spread. Yeah, and for the football school, gotta take 6.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys on this one. I like Florida State or Alabama. They're also just really fun, so I don't want to bet against all their threes. They play the exact way that and Ben, you're gonna find this ridiculous when I say this. They play the exact way that Billy Lang's constructing his team, just run and shoot a ton of threes. Obviously, we stink.
Yeah, they have guys that can actually make threes. We do not.
Yeah. So the philosophy is there. Am I saying that we could become the mid-major Bama? Maybe. Who knows? But
yeah. I mean.
Okay,
sure.
Next game.
Sure.
On to the next game.
All right, the last game of the Sweet 16, Oregon +2 against USC. The only time these guys could have played twice this year, the one time was postponed, and the other time Oregon lost to USC. So, Ben, we'll start with you on this game.
I like USC to cover 2. I think they win this game. The USC's rolling. I think they win this game close to 10, 8 maybe. I think it's close for the majority of the game, but the Mobley Bros are just so good.
I'm going to go the opposite there, Ben. I like Oregon with the points. I mean, the value play isn't worth the money line for +110, but I'll take them just +2 because Dana Altman, is that his last name? Why am I forgetting his name?
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. I know he's your guy, Chuck. But I like him too. So +2.
Yeah, I'm going Oregon +2. It's the end of the line for the Mobley Bros.
Ooh.
But I'm just gonna take the points because I don't want to lose on some BS like Drake, or I guess
Agreed.
be the opposite of that. But all right, so after the end of this weekend, who do you guys see in the Final Four?
So I got Gonzaga from Florida State playing each other, and then Baylor and Loyola Chicago. I think most of us might have a similar scenario.
Yeah.
And fair, who do you got?
I'm gonna Baylor definitely. I'll take Loyola. I'll take. I have Alabama in my bracket, so I'll just stick with Alabama. I'll keep it going despite liking OJ Hamilton. But and then I want to keep going with going against Gonzaga, but
Yeah.
Have they
I
proven it to you?
I would love to just be the guy that says, yeah, I picked Oregon over Gonzaga, but the thing is, I didn't in my bracket. So I mean, you know what? Screw it. Like I'll take Oregon. I'll take Oregon in my Final Four.
All right. I like it. So you have Oregon, Baylor, Alabama, and
Loyola Chicago.
I'll put money where my mouth is too. I'll put down
Okay,
Oregon.
Perry. I see it.
I think that Houston's actually getting a lot of disrespect. I think that they're going to make the Final Four out of that region. I think that they play good enough deep. I think when it comes down to them versus Loyola Chicago, they're very similar. Like their styles, like they're not going to light up the scoreboard, and I think that Houston probably has a little more talent in terms of prospects. And I think that might edge out there. I think it's pretty disrespectful that the 2 seed has the lowest odds at the Final Four, and I think that they'll get there. They have to get through Syracuse, which is no easy task, and then have Baylor and Alabama and Gonzaga. I think Alabama could beat Gonzaga too.
I like it.
I think USC can beat Gonzaga.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, damn.
You think they could?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did I even list the right? Yeah, I did. Okay, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, you did it right. You did it right.
Okay. And then hopefully we get Gonzaga Baylor finally.
Hopefully.
All right. Any final thoughts on this weekend?
None at the top of my head. I'm just rooting for some good quality basketball in Indy.
Yeah, I mean, I need to do what I didn't do last weekend. I gave out great picks. I went 17 and 15 on my picks, but
That's not that good. That's pretty mediocre.
Okay, Ben. It's a positive ratio, which I think is
That's
which
good.
which is still down in units, but that doesn't matter. But what I did was add extra picks as the days came along, and I put big value on those plays, and I lost them all. Like I lost everything that I didn't say on this show, which is why I ultimately was down 13 on Monday morning.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just hoping for some good basketball as well, and I think we'll get some really good games this weekend. So excited for that. That has been the Sweet 16 edition of the picks from you boys, and probably won't see it till next year now.